What is up, you guys? You guys are here for another episode of DJ Sports Play. And in today's episode, we will be discussing the Buffalo Bills against the Denver Broncos game. And man, what a game that was. The Denver Broncos did win with a final score of 33-30 in an overtime clash. Man, what a game. That's what I can say from this. Both teams played with heart and grit. Either team could have advanced to the AFC Championship easily. It was a great fight from both teams on offense and defense from both sides of the ball. Josh Allen did have costly turnovers. He did fumble twice. He did throw 2 interceptions, which is something you can't have in the playoffs if you want to get to the big game. But James Cook had a great game for them. Kincaid caught a touchdown pass. Keon Coleman caught a touchdown pass. They did what they could to win, but it just wasn't enough. They did kick that field goal in the fourth quarter with Matt Prater to tie back up. And I had no doubt in my mind that Matt Prater would hit that field goal because he's a very slept-on kicker. He's known, but I don't think he gets talked about as much as Tucker, the Tuckers, the Boswells, the Vinatieri's, those type of players win. Matt Prater is a great kicker. He's been in the league for years. He's a veteran. And I knew he was going to hit that kick. I just knew he got it like that. But I believe the Broncos' defense was just too much for Josh Allen in the first half. The second half was a different story. But in the first half, that Broncos defense was getting after it. Nick Bonito, Zach Allen, Cooper, all of them, they were on Josh Allen bad. He couldn't do anything. Nick Bonito did force that fumble, and then another defender came from behind Josh Allen when he took off and knocked the ball out. And I don't even know why Josh Allen was even carrying the ball like that. As a QB, when you run outside the pocket, you have to have that thing tucked in because you never know who's behind you, and they could just hit the ball right out of your hands and swipe it. But yeah, man, it's just something you can't have in big games like that. If you want to go to the Super Bowl, if you want to advance to the next round, you can't have 4 turnovers in the biggest games of your life. That's the game you got to have because I know Josh Allen's sick of hearing, oh, he can get to the playoffs, but he can't win when it matters and get to the Super Bowl. I know he's tired of hearing that. Just like QBs like Lamar, Herbert, Trevor Lawrence, and CJ Stroud, all of them are tired of hearing they can't get to the bowl. It's the same thing that should apply for Josh Allen. I feel like Josh Allen needs to start getting that same criticism that Justin Herbert, Trevor Lawrence, and Lamar get when they don't win and they fail and come up short in the playoffs. It's time. Get up, ESPN. They need to start being more hard on Josh Allen like they are with the other quarterbacks. I feel like that's fair. I'm not calling them out or dissing them. I'm just saying, be fair. I feel like it's a little unfair to not blame Josh Allen when you guys blame Lamar and all those other quarterbacks. You just put this blame strictly on them when it's a team game. Everyone has to do their part, not just one player. Everyone has to do their part for the team to win. It's football. It's 11 on defense, 11 on offense. Each player has to do their job in order for their team to be successful. That offense has to stay on the field so that the other star player on their respective team doesn't see the field. The defense has to get stops and force turnovers to change the momentum. That's just how football works. And whatever team forces the most turnovers and isn't having all these penalties and pushing their team back usually wins the game. That's just how the playoffs work on the AFC and NFC side. And it comes down to what coach can dial up and scheme the best too. Because they want to create mismatches so that the other team can't stick to their game plan. They want to make the other team one-dimensional, which is all facts. You need to be able to know your job, adjust, and do the right thing. If you can't, you're going to lose. That's just the rules of football. You can't have 4 turnovers and expect to win. You can't. Now, I'll give credit. Bo Nix, He was throwing dots. That dot to Marvin Mims in the fourth quarter, that was a spectacular throw. You can't place that any better. Now, I know it was on a backup corner. That wasn't a star corner. It wasn't like he was pass retain or anything, but come on, you got to give credit. It was a great throw, put it in the right spot, and they scored. They got the lead back. It was 30-27 once they scored, but wow, just all I can say is that game was cinema. That's what you want to see in playoff games. You don't want to see the one-sided games where it's just a blowout and the other team is getting belt. You don't want to see that. You want to see fun, competitive games. That's what football lovers and ball knowers know. You want to see the best teams compete, and you want to see touchdowns. You don't want to just see, be like, this is boring. This team is just going 3-and-out every single time, punting the ball. You don't want to see that. You want to see fun games, especially on special teams, too. You want to see them, getting those kick return touchdowns, them hitting the kick returner hard. You want to see that 2000 style of football that we all knew and loved. That's what you expect. That should be the standard for every team. So, yeah, the Bills will unfortunately be heading to Cancun. They will be going on vacation to other countries, going on the beach celebrating with the boys. While the, Denver Broncos will be going to the next round, unfortunately without Bo Nix because he did suffer a fractured ankle on the kneel down. So he will be out for the season, which is hard news for Broncos fans to swallow because they know Bo Nix is so valuable to their team. Any starting quarterback is. They will be looking at Garrett Stidham to be their quarterback one and hopefully help them go to the Super Bowl, unfortunately, which sucks because Bo Nix is a great quarterback. I feel like we all know that, what he's capable of, but his season is unfortunately over. Season-ending injury. So, it's just terrible, man. Injuries suck for any team. I don't want to wish injuries on nobody. That's not what I want to do. But, man, it's just bad when someone like tears their ACL, breaks their ankle, arm, anything. It's not the news you want to hear if you're a big fan of that team. So, they will be advancing to the AFC Championship. They will be playing the winner of the Texans-Patriots game, which should be a great game. Houston got a great defense. The Patriots defense got a good run defense. They've been coming along. Drake May, my bad, has been playing at an MVP caliber all season long. So whichever team has the most heart, whichever team forces turnovers, plays defense, keeps the other star quarterback off the field, will win this game and advance to the AFC Championship to play Denver. All right, next we're going to talk about the San Francisco 49ers against the Seattle Seahawks game. And from this game, I could take away that it was absolute belt. It was absolute belt to you-know-what. 41-6. 41-6. San Francisco, you couldn't put up a better fight than that. I know y'all have heart in there somewhere. Like, it's the playoffs. You guys lost 41-6. I was even watching the game in shock, like, wow. This isn't even close. This is a beatdown. It's like, for example, when a boxing match goes on, it's like one fighter just is punching the other fighter and the fighter's not landing anything. He's just getting tagged constantly. That's what I took away from this game. It's basically like the Seahawks were the teacher and the 49ers were the student, and the teacher put the younger student in timeout. That's how this game went. It wasn't even close. It was an absolute destruction. It was a beating. It was a pummeling. It was all that. It was obliviation. Obliviation. Like, there's no other way to put it or describe it. The Seattle Seahawks just wanted it more. And the game started off pretty good with Rashid Shaheed taking one to the crib, 95-yard kick return touchdown. That's one way to set the tone. And the 49ers offense could just get nothing going. I don't even think they scored a touchdown. It was just all field goals. They didn't score once. It was punishment. They didn't do anything for the entire game besides kick field goals. It was like the receivers were out there running cardio. Seattle's defense did force 3 turnovers. DeMarcus Lawrence forced 2, and then they got an interception. It wasn't even close. It was just like one team wanted it more, and the other team wasn't prepared. They were just sitting home watching TV, not caring about the job they had ahead of them. Like, man, it wasn't competitive for them at all. Like, I love seeing competitive games. I don't want to see every game be belt. I don't want to see every game not be close. As a fan, you want games to be entertaining. You don't want it to just be one-sided affairs. That's not as fun. Like, I get it, you do want to dominate, but as fans, it's more fun to see a game be close and come down to the wire than it is to just see one team destroying the other team on both sides of the ball. But man, can we talk about that performance from Kenneth Walker? 3 touchdowns, 3 rushing touchdowns, 116 yards rushing. That boy was towing that rock. Like, he was going crazy. And, Kenneth Walker, he got off to like a bad start. They couldn't get the run game going in the beginning. But man, gotta give credit to Clint Kubiak, their offensive coordinator. Hopefully he's the Ravens head coach, but that's what we're all hoping for. Well, I'm hoping for it. But yeah, anyways, yeah, man, the Clint Kubiak, gotta give him props. That offense was working. Gotta give their defensive coordinator props too. Mike McDonald, the whole staff, they did their job. They made sure that the 49ers offense was non-existent. And, the Niners defense didn't really show up. I know they had injuries. Fred Warner didn't play. I don't think. Nick Bosa didn't play. They have had injuries all season. Trent Williams was injured. CMC was injured to start. Brock Purdy was injured to start. He came in later in the year. But, man, as a football fan, you want to see the Niners play with pride. Don't just go down like that. Don't go down bad like that. You got to fight. That wasn't a fight. That was one team just punishing you the whole game. There was no heart from the Niners at all. But, yeah, the Seattle Seahawks will be advancing to the NFC Championship. I believe they have a shot to go to the Super Bowl with the way they were playing. Run blocking well on the offensive line. Pass blocking was great. Their D-line was getting after it. The pressure was getting to Brock Purdy, and it showed. The corners were doing a nice job covering. Safeties doing a nice job doing their assignments and covering, making sure that they don't give up big plays on the back end. It was a great performance. Unfortunately, the Seattle Seahawks will be going to Cancun, going on vacation, chilling at the beach, having fun with the bros, but it is what it is. Just one team wanted it more. So the winner of the Rams-Bears game will be playing Seattle in the NFC Championship. And we're going to see who go to the Super Bowl, man. We will. And, yeah, that's basically it for that game. That's all I took away from it. One team got put on timeout, and the other team was the teacher. And they just taught the students a valuable lesson not to mess with them. That's how the game ended. So now let's talk about Kevin Stefanski getting hired to the Atlanta Falcons. I didn't mention that part earlier on in the video, but now I want to talk about that because I feel like that's very important to the league and for Falcons fans. Now, granted, I know Falcons fans did not want Kevin Stefanski to be their head coach because he wasn't successful. Well, he was successful for 2 years with the Cleveland Browns, just 2. He won 2 Coach of the Years. God give him credit for that. But after that, it just all went downhill. Excuse me. It just all went downhill. They didn't have Baker Mayfield to save them anymore. They had to work with Deshaun Watson and Shedeur Sanders this year. And that didn't really help their case. Shedeur got potential, but he's just a rookie. And with Deshaun Watson, the allegations coming out and him not performing his best even when he did start, it was just pushing the Browns back. We know they have a great defense, but they don't have the offense yet. And it showed. Their O-line was terrible. They only had one weapon, well, 2 weapons, Jerry Jeudy and Fannin. But outside of that, who do they have on the outside and the inside of the court to really help them get first downs and move the change? Nobody. Gotta keep it P. Gotta keep it professional on how it was. That's just how the whole situation panned out. But enough of that. The Falcons have hired Kevin Stefanski. We don't know how many years yet, but it's official. He will be getting the job as a new Falcons head coach. And they fired Raheem Morris, which was warranted. He was terrible. His clock management was terrible. All that. His decision-making was terrible, too. He just wasn't it. Now, they did go on a 4-game winning streak to end the season, which is great, but it didn't change the fact that Raheem Morris wasn't the right coach for Atlanta. Not at all. I got to keep it 100 with you guys. I believe he could get a job somewhere else. He could. Teams are going to be looking, interviewing him. I understand that, but now you got to look at it like this. If he does go to another team, will he get them to the playoffs? Because as a head coach, you want your team to be successful. You don't want to just go there and be a one year, one and done. You don't want that. You want to succeed as a head coach. You don't just want to keep going to other teams and getting fired. That's not great for your resume at all. To just keep losing. You want to keep getting extended. You want to stay on a team for a long period of time. You don't want to just, go work another job. You don't want to do that. You want to make sure that the team is in the right spot and that you build the right culture to where they can keep winning and keep being consistent at the level that they want to be. But I know Falcons fans, y'all not happy. Y'all not happy about this signing at all. But you do got to remember, Stefanski was a coach of the year twice. He was working with the Browns. We know they have defense. We know that. They can play defense, but they have no offense. So the question is, can Kevin Stefanski at least take the Falcons to the playoffs? In my opinion, I feel like Kevin Stefanski is a good coach. He's shown it, but can he propel another team to where they need to go, which is the Super Bowl? That's the main goal at the end of the year. Take your team to the Super Bowl and win the whole thing. But, yeah, man, I'm just glad he didn't go to Baltimore because I don't know how I would have felt about that personally. I want someone that's a defensive-minded coach. But, yeah, that's been another episode of DJ Sports Play. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on YouTube. Follow my YouTube at DJ Sports Play. Subscribe. Also subscribe to me on my Instagram at DJ Sports Play. And yes, this has been another episode. My name is Darren, and I am signing off.